Hello friends, my name is Jack and we are going to go over a quick video working in Microsoft Access, and I wanted to show a way that I use to highlight the current selected row or the current record in a continuous form. Okay, so here is Microsoft Access, and I just have a real simple form that I made where it's showing all the states in the United States of America. And you can see the record selector here on the left. Access has this black triangle that shows what the current selected record is. What we want to do, what I was going to show you how to do, is how we can highlight the whole record so it's even easier for your users to know what the current record is that they're working in. And it's pretty simple. First thing we're going to need is an unbounded text box that acts as the background canvas to highlight the current record. So we need this text box, so that we'll basically be changing the color of this text box when the current record is equal to the selected record. So this will make sense going through these steps here. So let's get that text box in place here. We're going to add it to the details section right here. And for this, we don't need the label, so I'm just going to delete that. And so this is going to be our text box, or I should say it's going to be our background that allows us to change the color of it. So let me just rename this. I'll call that TXT highlighter. And one part you want to make sure is that the back style of this is normal, so that when we change the color it shows. If you make the back style transparent, obviously it won't matter what you change the color to because it's transparent. So now with the back style being normal, I am going to position that text field, or this text box, so that it fills up the whole detail section of this record. And you can see it right now, it's covering up all of the fields. So we need to send this. I'll right click on it. I'm going to send this text box to the back. And so now our record fields show here. And so anytime we change the color of this, it's gonna look cool. It's gonna show, the whole thing is gonna change colors. And for these fields here, the record fields, I have the back style set to transparent, so it doesn't have any color. And so the background highlighter text box, that color is gonna show through. I'll resize this back to that. All right, so that's the first thing we need. The second thing we're going to need is another text box, but this is going to be a hidden text box. And we'll use that text box to hold the value of the current record that's selected. So in this example, I want to use the unique ID of the record as the value that we're going to identify for when we want to change the color of this text box. I'm going to add another text box here. Again, I don't need the label. This one is going to be a hidden text box, so the visible property needs to be set to no. And I also like to change the color of these controls when they're hidden, so it's real obvious to me in the future that for me this is just something I do. I know that that's a hidden text field. And I'm going to rename this to be text current ID, or text current record ID. Okay. So anytime we go to a new record, we want to change the value that's in here to be what the current selected record is. So in order to do that, we'll add a line of code to the form's current event. And that's just going to set the current ID value to this hidden field. Okay, so let's go back to the form properties. Under event on current, I'm going to go to code builder. Put in my line of code here that sets this text current record ID equal to, in my case, the unique ID is the state ID field. All right, so those are the two things we needed so far, and to tie this all together, we're going to add a conditional format to the highlighting text field. And that conditional format is just going to say if the ID of this record equals the ID of the current record, then we want to highlight that. We want to change the color of that. So I've selected the text highlighter, text box that we added in the beginning. Go under Format, Conditional Formatting, New Rule, and we're going to use this expression is format. And the expression is, again, whenever this record is equal to the current record ID. Okay, so when the state ID of this record equals what we set here, when that's true, then we want to change the background color to however you want to format it, but I'll just use this yellow background here. Okay, I'll click OK, OK. And now when we look at it, it knows that this is the current selected record. So say this is ID number 1, in that hidden text field, that was set to 1. And so we're saying anytime that this record equals the current selected record, we'll change the background color of that text box we added in the beginning. So it's real easy. Oh, here's one other thing I wanted to show you. So it's possible that, when you're clicking here, it's possible that your users might actually click on that text field that we're changing the color of. So now you can see that gets the focus and everything else is missing. And that will happen. So to handle that, let's go back into Design View. Okay, I have that text highlighter field selected. In the enter event of that control, I'm just going to kick it back out. So anytime anytime the user attempts to enter this text box, I'll change the focus to the state name. It's a little quirky handling it this way, but that's the simplest, simplest, seems to be the best way to handle it. That's the way I usually do it. So now, if this is Arkansas as the current record. If I am trying to click in here, see, I tried clicking on that background and it just kicks me to the state name. So that's basically it. It's a simple little thing that I think visually to the users, it's a really nice feature. It makes it easy, very, very obvious what record it is that they've got highlighted and that they're potentially modifying or just reading. All right, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, definitely give us a like. Subscribe to our channel, please. We're going to put out more quick videos like this on how we do things. And if you do something similar functionality, a different way, I'd love to hear about it too. Definitely leave us some comments. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Take care. Thanks.